To begin, what we did was we started here with the online button, and that opens up this Setup Online Store window. Just very briefly, Anka, I do apologize. I'm just going to very briefly run through the things that we just ran through, but I'll do it shortly. Where it says existing website address, David, you're going to put in your business's website address. Where it says email address, you're going to put in like a manager's address or an info address, because when somebody makes a purchase online or books an appointment online, that address can be notified. Next, where it says terms and conditions, you get to write whatever it is you'd like to write. I've addressed all three features, appointments, gift cards, and retail, because I have all three set up. But if you are only going to be going with appointments online or something like that, then your terms and conditions would address just appointments online. Next, we have the bottom message. On the page itself, let's go ahead and take a look at that page again. So this is my page right now, and I'm going to make it a lot larger so you guys can see the bottom here. There's a terms and conditions link, and there's a line under it. So your terms and conditions is right here, whatever you've written there. That's what that link will take them to, the words that you've written here. Next, the line under it is where it says bottom message. You get to write whatever you want there as well. It's just a simple line of text, and so what I've written, as you can see, Pro Solution Software Inc., 2011 to 2017, all rights reserved. You could write something as simple as, if you have any questions, please call, and then the telephone number. Next, we addressed the API login and the API transaction key. These are not necessary if you're only doing appointments online and letting your staff check their schedule online. However, if you are going to be selling gift certificates online or retail products online, you must have an API login and transaction key. And that is from this company, Authorize.net. You would get an online merchant ID from your credit card processor. You can then set up an account with Authorize.net. When you set up that account, because we use Authorize.net as the payment gateway, when you set up that account, you will be supplied with an Authorize.net login and transaction key, and that's what will go here so that you can process your credit cards through whichever processor you'd like through the gateway of Authorize.net. Okay, so now, Anka, we're caught up. Let's get back to where we were. Where it says main image, what we're looking at here, let me get rid of that. Let's make this a little bit smaller. This is the actual store, and I've got three images. I've got a top banner, a side banner, and a bottom banner. This is what we call the main image, because the main image is not only the top, but it will also go along with any emails that your customers may receive if it requires your logo. Also, you have this side banner and this bottom banner, as well as this kind of wasted space on the left and right side. The reason that that space is there is because this is actually formatted for a smartphone. That's why you've got just kind of this shape here in the middle. So let's make some adjustments to it. We're going to dress it up a little bit. So we're going to click on Upload, and as I was just explaining to Anka, David, you can upload any image that is 500K or smaller, and if you are using an installed version of the software, you can upload a GIF, a JPEG, a TXT, or a PNG. If, however, you are using the cloud version of the software, you can only upload a JPG. So we'll go to Browse, and I'm going to choose a new top banner. I'm going to go with this one here, Top Spa, and open that and upload. In just a few seconds, it will say that there it is, file uploaded, so I can close that, and that changes my main image. Now let's go to our side banner and browse to my new side banner. I'm going to go with this foot that says relax and upload that. There we go, and close that. And now finally, I'm going to go with my new bottom banner. I'm going to choose this one here and upload that. There we go, file uploaded. So I have now changed my three images. Let's take a look. So this is our original. Now I'm going to refresh it. And now I've got these three new images that I've just uploaded. So our graphic arts department can supply you with the specs for these images if you want to create them yourself, or we can help you create them as well. The graphic arts department is at your disposal. There is no charge for that. Now, the next thing that I want to do is my main color and my background color don't really fit with my new artwork. So I'm going to click on this button here, and it's going to change my main color. The main color is the color behind the images. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to make that a nice light blue. In fact, I'm going to make it even lighter than it gives me there by defining a custom color. There we go. Now I've got this nice light blue here. My background color, I'm going to choose as a dark blue. Go with something like this. There we go. Got a nice dark blue there. And let's save our changes. Let's take a look. So let's refresh, and now I've got this darker blue, this lighter blue, and now it's starting to take shape a little bit. I'm going to skip all of these. We're going to come back to them in just a moment. I'm going to skip all of these, and I'm going to choose, for my main buttons, I'm going to choose blue and save. Whoops, it's already, oh no, blue's what I wanted, that's right. So let's go back in and refresh, and now these buttons are blue as well. So now it has the look that I want it to have. And my social networking icons are here because I've already set up my Darcy. So my system now is ready to go. My customers may be able to use Book Now, products, or gift certificates, but when you first set it up, the only things you'll see is About, Help, and Contact. You won't see these three, not until you've set them up. And you set them up in that same window with these buttons: Appointments, Gift Cards or Gift Certificates, and Retail. Before we get to that, let's finish off what we were going to do down here now. We skipped all of these, remember? We're going to talk about them now. First is the font size. Our recommended font size, and the default, is 3. It's very easy to read, and it's a decent size for the format that we have it set up in. However, you can also go with 4 if you'd like, if you want to make your font just a little bit bigger. We don't recommend going bigger than 4. If you start getting into 5 or 6 or 7, if God forbid 12, it's going to mess with the formatting and your words are going to be significantly too large. So 3 or 4 should be just fine. Then the font name. The font name, you can use any font that is on your computer. However, our recommended font is Arial. It is the most commonly used font on the internet worldwide, and it is the most easily read for the American alphabet. Next is our font color. Again, we can choose the box on the right and left-click on it to choose a color. Now, I'm going with black here, and the reason for that is because my main color is a light color, so I want contrast. If my main color was like dark purple, I would not go with the dark font color because the font is going to be laid over that color. So a dark purple with a black font would be extremely hard to read. So if I had a dark purple here, I might want to go with white here, or maybe yellow, or something like that, something easily readable. So you want that contrast. So because my main color is light, my font color is going to be dark. So just think of it, these two should be in reverse. The main color and the font color should have contrast with each other. Next, my hyperlink color. As we go through the different pages of the store, there will be hyperlinks to go from one place to another. And I've said I want my hyperlinks to be this color blue. My previously visited link. So if I've already used a hyperlink, I want it to be this color, and I get to choose whatever color I want. I've chosen burgundy. Now when I mouse over a link, meaning when I bring my mouse over a hyperlink, I want that hyperlink to change colors so that I know that that's an active link that I'm about to click on to take me to another page. And that then changes this. If I just bring my mouse over to it, it changes it to this bright pink color. And then finally, my active hyperlink, this is the link that you're in currently, and I've just chosen the same colors I've gone here. You can use any colors you would like to use for that. Once you have set those up, your fonts and your font size, your font name, as well as your colors, then you can save the whole thing, and your front page will now be ready to go, minus these 3, Book Now, products, and gift certificates. You get those with these. So let's take a look. The first one we're going to talk about is appointments. So I'm going to click on this box, and it brings me up to my Setup Online Appointments window. The first is the welcome screen message. So this says if you have not yet registered or if you have never visited our salon and spa, please be sure to register now. If you have already visited us at least once or if you have already registered, please feel free to log right in. Tori, that's what it says. Well, let's take a look. I'm going to click here, like your customer was, and there is the information. And that's in font 4, and that's black, my black color, against my light blue. And as you can see, I have my hyperlinks. A hyperlink that I've already visited is burgundy. There's my, and if I bring my mouse over it, it turns pink just like I wanted it to. So everything is working just the way I wanted. Now, notice it says Tori here. I'm going to go right back in here, and I'm going to change this. I'm going to change it from Tori to Anka, and save. Well, let's go in here and refresh. And as you can see, now it says Anka. The reason I did that is because I want you to understand that whatever it is you write, your customers will be able to see it instantly as soon as this is active. So after we've got this here, the next we're going to allow your customers to create themselves an account, or if they have already created an account, they can now put in their username and password. So let's go back in here now. Moving on. When your customer has successfully booked themselves an appointment, they're going to get this message. Congratulations, you have successfully booked your appointment online. That's the message I wrote. Again, you write whatever it is you'd like for your confirmation message. I also have placed my cancellation policy in here so that as they're going through the process, they will be notified and reminded about the cancellation policy that you have at your business. Next, we have show prices with this X here. Because this is gray with an X, this means that the prices are not showing. And if you highlight it by clicking on it, it turns blue with a plus sign. And this means that your prices will show. Now, if you have staff that has different prices than your standard pricing, we recommend that that stay gray. You can always have your pricing on your menu, or you can even have some of the verbiage in there saying that prices may vary based on the staff member selected or something like that. Again, with gray and an X, your prices do not show. With blue and a plus sign, they do. Those are your base prices, not everybody's individual pricing. Next, hours in advance. What does this mean? So these are actual hours that we're counting here. Excuse me just a moment. Sorry about that. I had to mute you guys for a second because I was right about to sneeze. Didn't want to sneeze in your ear. Okay, so hours in advance. I've got the number 1 here. Let's say that somebody went to my website to book an appointment with me. Sounds like I just lost somebody. Anka, are you still with me? She's not. Okay.
David's still here.
Yeah, I know. I heard that. I just saw Anka vanish from my screen, so not her face, but her name. So, and when I heard that noise, that told me that somebody had dropped out. And so I looked up, and her name had vanished. So, all right, moving on. Where it says hours in advance, let's say, David, that somebody went to your website to book themselves an appointment online. The number 1 means here in hours in advance that if it was 9 a.m. and they said, I want to book an appointment, they would not be able to book an appointment at 9:15 or 9:30 or 9:45. The earliest they'd be able to book an appointment would be 10 a.m. if it was 9 a.m. currently, because it's advancing an hour. As long as there was a 10 a.m. option available, it would show them 10 a.m. If I had put a 2 here, and it was 9 a.m. their time, it would show the first available option as 11 a.m. because it's always going to go in, advance it so that somebody doesn't, you open your doors at 9 a.m., let's say, and so they book themselves an appointment at, at 8:45, they book it for 9 a.m. and come walking in. You don't even realize that there has been an appointment booked. So maybe you're, being a little lackadaisical, having your coffee, and there comes somebody walking through the door and you weren't expecting it. So again, by putting hours in advance, you're giving yourself essentially a little bit of leeway or gap time. Next is max days out. Now this is going to be working in the number of days instead of hours. So if I put a 1 here, somebody booking today would be given their first availability tomorrow. If I put a 2 here, today is Tuesday, so their first available appointments would be shown on Thursday. So I'm not just giving myself hours in advance now, I'm now giving myself days in advance by using the max days out. Next we have our, go ahead.
Yeah, so on that, so when it says 0 days out, that means they can book only that day?
No, it means that they can start booking today, though. So if it was, 9 o'clock today, they'd be able to book at 10 o'clock today or 11 o'clock today or something like that. But
and they could also book tomorrow or a week. Is that what you're saying? Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay.
Yeah, they can choose any day into the future as well. But by having a 0 here will allow them to book on the same day.
Okay.
Next is the cancellation policy. We put in our hours here for our cancellation policy. So I said 48-hour advance notice, so my cancellation policy is 48. So if I wanted it to be 10 days out, meaning they can't unbook their own appointment if they are within 10 days from their appointment time, then that would be 480 hours. Yeah. So with 48 hours, it's 2 days out. Next is my booking color. I've chosen yellow, and you do it just the same way as we did the other ones. You just click on the box and choose the color you want. By choosing this bright yellow, what I'm saying is that when an appointment is booked online, it's going to have that color associated with it. Next, we have only book on the, and I've chosen the hour, but you can choose the hour, the half hour, the quarter hour, 10 minutes, or 5 minutes. So let's say, David, that you were a provider, and let's say that tomorrow you were wide open in the afternoon. You leave at 5, but you have nothing booked for you from 12 to 5. So if you were booking only on the hour, then when your customer wanted to see you tomorrow, they would be given the option of 12, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You leave at 5, so 5 would not be an option. So they would get those 5 hours, 12, 1, 2, 3, and 4, as options. If you had said on the half hour, then they would get these options, 12, 12:30, 1, 1:30, 2, etc. And on the quarter hour, you get it, 12, 12:15, 12:30, 12:45, 1 o'clock, etc. So it starts to become a little bit unwieldy. When your customers are doing this, if you have 5 hours open, on the hour is going to give them 5 options. On the half hour is going to give them 10 options. On the quarter hour is going to give them 20 options for those 5-hour times. On the 10-minute, they're going to get 30 options, and on the 5-minute, they're going to get 60 options. That's, in my opinion, ridiculous. You certainly can do it, and we do have customers that absolutely require it, and that's why it's here. But my recommendation is on the hour or the half hour, just to present your customer with a cleaner list of appointments that they can book themselves. So I'm going to select on the hour here. Go ahead.
Okay, I have a question there. Is there a way to, if say you selected on the hour, but you want to give time between appointments? So like we have some people that book on the 10 minutes to 15 minutes, but some people book on the half hour and the hour. Is there a way to say I want so much between appointments? Say if somebody books an hour massage, but we like to have 15 minutes, so the therapist would not then get another appointment at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. We would, you know what I'm saying?
I do. I totally understand what you're saying. If you wanted it booked that way, what you want to do then is actually when you set up your services, when you actually set up your services in the software, you have an option. Let's go with the hair service here, and let's go with the blow dry and curl, and I'm going to go with cleanup. And I'm going to say that we're going to add an additional 15 minutes to the operator's time. Now that doesn't add an additional 15 minutes to the customer's time. It adds an additional 15 minutes to the provider's time.
Okay, that makes sense. Yep.
Okay, so yeah, that's where that's done. Let's go on back in here. Go back here. All right, so now on the right-hand side here where it says operators, these check boxes, and you can see right up here, select which operators, groups, and or services will be restricted from online scheduling. So by putting a check next to their name, that means that they cannot be booked online. The ones that have open boxes can be booked online. Then down to our groups, excuse me. Down to our groups, we have Botox, light facial, micro, skincare, skinner, wet services, and yoga classes. Those have been checked, meaning they cannot be booked online. Only the ones that have open boxes can be. So whatever you check will not be able to be booked online, that whole group. Within the group, you may have services that you don't want booked online. So for instance, in my massage group, I've said, yeah, massage can be booked online, but I said the massage head 30 cannot. I've also said that the physical therapy 30 and the shiatsu 30 and the Swedish 30 cannot be booked online, simply by putting checkboxes there. Even though I allow other massages to be booked online, those I'm not allowing to be booked. So once I've checked my operators, my groups and services, if any, because you don't have to check anything and everything can be booked online, then we save and exit. We're done with setting up our appointments online. The next time a customer visits our store and goes to book now, they can now book an appointment, and the store itself will have this button now. It still won't have products or gift certificates because we haven't set those up now yet, but it will have this. This can have its own link. So notice my online store has a URL, and when I go to book now, it has a different URL, and your different URL is listed. in your software. When I go to appointments here, there it is. It says appointments URL. Now, why is that important? Because you may not want to have your customers going to the entire store. You may not want them to see this screen. So on your website, you might have a button that says, click here to book appointments online. And when they click it, it doesn't take them here. It takes them directly here. Does that make sense?
Yes, it sure does.
All right. So they click on that button that says, click here to book appointments online, and boom, they're taken to this screen. Now, if they have already registered, they can put in their username and password. If they're using a smartphone or something like, like Google as their browser, it might ask them if it would like to save their username and password, just like mine has. And if that's the case, they don't even need to put it in every time. It'll already be there for them. They can just press this with their finger right on their smartphone, or of course with the mouse like I'm doing on a computer. Next, choose the service group. These are the service groups that I allow to be booked online: hair, laser, massage, nails, and waxing. I'm going to say hair. Then I'm going to choose from a list of the services that are within my hair group. And so all of the services that I offer are listed here, including the one that we just made changes to, the blow, dry, and curl. Then it will give us a list of the staff members that provide that service. And I can choose a specific staff member, like Matthew. And then I get to choose a date. So I can, because I have that 0 set in my system, I can book an appointment today, March 7th. But I could also book an appointment on the 8th or the 9th, etc. So I am going to go with the 8th and check available times. Now, it's only looking for available times for Matthew. And so now I've got it set on the hour. So I've got 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9, 10, 11, and 12. Those are the only hours available for Matthew to book that appointment. So I'm going to choose 10 a.m. and continue to confirmation. So now I've got below are the services that you have chosen to be scheduled: blow, dry, and curl at 10 a.m. on March 8th, 2017 with Matthew. I can book this appointment, or I can add another service to my cart, or I can wipe this out and start all over again. Excuse me.
Okay, so
I'm going to
just
choose,
stop. Real quick question.
Go ahead.
So your software looks at the online calendar. So it looks at days that the office is closed. It says, okay, can't book there. It looks at blockout times when we block out.
That's right.
Say this person starts at 10, we block that here, or they're on vacation here, or if they're they blocked out lunch. It automatically looks at that to say,
That's
okay,
right.
these are available. Okay, just want to make sure.
That's exactly right. So that's how it is able to show you what hours are available or what times are available. That's exactly right. So we're going to go ahead and press book appointment. And when I do this, a couple of things have just happened. First, thank you, Bella, for booking with us today. We appreciate your loyalty. It reminds her that a 48-hour advance notice is required. Also, Bella just received an email with this same information and this banner up here, the spot C blue. Now, I happen to know, if I'm not mistaken, that Bella uses my my email address. So let's take a look. Let's see if, I'm pretty sure that I set her up with my email address. Let's do my send and receive. And here we go, online scheduling. There it is. This is what Bella would have received on her side. Your banner. Thank you for taking the time to book with us today. Below are the bookings you have made. Blow, dry, and curl. Excuse me. Blow, dry, and curl at 10 a.m. on March 8th, 2017 with Matthew. Thank you. We hope you have a wonderful, relaxing time with us, and 48-hour advance notice is required, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's what Bella receives. She also has this, which she could print out if she wanted to. But let's take a look what happened on your side. Let's go into the appointment book, and let's go to March 8th. And there is Bella for a blow, dry, and curl with Matthew. And notice cleanup. 15 additional minutes have been added to the time.
Great.
Okay, so just want to see that. All right. So that is your customer's experience of booking online. So when they go to book now, if they have not already put in their username and password, they're going to click on this button, Create Your Free Account Now. This is where they will put in their first name, their last name, their address and city, their state or province, their zip or postal code, their telephone number, email address, and the username and password that they want to create for themselves. Now it's going to take this information and it's going to look at your client files, and it's going to make sure that nobody is already with that information. If it is, they're going to get a message that says, hey, we already have found you in our system. Just put in your email address, your first and last name and your email address. We don't need this other information. And your username and password. So it'll take them to another screen so that it doesn't duplicate them in your system. So now, once they have gone through that process, then once again, they will now have the username and password that they have created for themselves, that they can now put in here and go through that process that we just went through to book themselves an appointment online. So that is appointments online. The next thing we're going to talk about, unless you have any questions on that, is gift cards or gift certificates online. Good. All right, so this one's a lot easier. When I click this button, and yes, once I click that button, it activates it in the store. So now this button that says gift certificates will appear. Again, it also has its own unique URL. So again, you don't have to have them go to the store. Now, you would be able to use that URL and create a button on your website that says something like, click here to purchase gift certificates online. And when they click that button, it will take them directly to this page rather than to the store. It'll take them here to this page. And this is where your customers will be able to purchase themselves a gift certificate online. So how is it set up? After we have clicked on this button, there's almost nothing else we have to do. We just go right down here to shipping method. Now I've got 3 already: email, FedEx overnight, and USPS first class. When you first start setting this up for the first time, there are no shipping methods. So I'm going to delete that, I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to delete that. And save my changes. So when you first get it, it looks like this, nothing there. If you have gift certificate packages, they will be listed here. And you could check off the ones that you want to be able to sell online. If you don't have any gift certificate packages, they won't. Just like mine is blank, yours is blank. So that means you're only selling gift certificates as dollar amounts instead of like a day of beauty package or something like that that's worth, $300. Instead, we're just going to have them buy a $300 gift certificate because we're doing it by dollar amounts, no packages. But how are they going to get it? That's up to you. Do you want to be able to ship it to them? Or do you want them to only be able to print it out online? Both options are available to you. Let's say that we want to just do online. So I'm going to create a shipping method called email. And I'm not going to charge for it. Email's free, and add. That's simple. Your shipping charge has been added. So now email is an option. If I said, well, I don't just sell gift certificates on paper. I also sell cards. Well, obviously, if somebody buys a gift certificate online, it can email them the gift certificate, and the system will, in fact, email them the gift certificate, and they can print it out at home. Or they could forward it to their wife or their mother or whatever, and that person can print it out at home and then walk into your shop and use it. But if you say, no, I also sell gift cards, then I may want another shipping method of something like card FedEx overnight. And I'm going to charge maybe $20 for that, and add. Maybe I choose another one, card, say USPS, United States Postal Service, first class, and make that, say, $3, and add. Now my email one, I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Whoops. And I'm going to change that the name on that. Let's save my changes there. There we go. I'm going to create another one that says paper emailed and $0 and add that. So those are what I've created now: card FedEx overnight, card USPS first class, and paper emailed. Again, you can write whatever you want and give it a price. And once you've made your changes, you're done. So now let's take a look. Let's go in here. Let's start over again here. We're going to go to gift certificates. Your customer would have through your website or through the store. And now they can buy. I'm going to buy this for my wife, Dina Wiggins, and enter the dollar amount. So notice it says enter amount or gift package. We have no gift packages to choose from. If we did, when I clicked here, they would be listed. But I don't have one, so I can only do a dollar amount. Let's say $100. Now, you don't have to put in the cents because decimal 00 is already there. So the customer puts in $100. I can write a personal message like, congratulations on being married to me. Now, I now have my options: ship it to myself, ship it to a recipient, print it out today, and my shipping terms. To card FedEx overnight, $20, card USPS first class, $3, or paper emailed. I'm going to go with paper emailed to myself and continue. So here I have gift certificate recipient and service amount, Dina Wiggins, gift card $100, subtotal $100, shipping is 0, total is $100. I can add another certificate, or I can go to proceed. And this is where my customer will put in their credit card information. They'll choose what type of credit card it is, like a Visa. They'll put in their card number, their CVV, their expiration and year, their first name, last name, billing address, city, state, zip code, and again, very important, their email address. All of these have red stars next to them. These are required fields. So because they have an email address here and they have selected email as their method, then when this card goes through, they're going to get that email. And it's going to have your banner on it, and it's going to have the gift certificate information, including a barcode. So they can then print it out and use it at your shop instantly. This does not mean that it sends you an email. It doesn't send David an email and say, hey, David, somebody just bought a gift certificate. Now you need to go sell a gift certificate through your point of sale so that it's active. Absolutely not. When they buy it online and print it out, they can walk right into your shop and use it because it's a direct interface with your software. So when somebody does make the purchase, whoever they may be, let's see if I got somebody here, Shelly here, she could walk right in and you can accept her gift certificate that she bought online 5 minutes ago because your software is aware of it and it knows what number it is and for how much value is on it, who bought it, who they bought it for, etc. Your software is already aware of all of that. So they fill in this information, they hit process. Now they may get an error that says, hey, your card was declined, or the card didn't go through for some reason, or whatever it may be. Or maybe they didn't put in some necessary information. So they need to fix that before they're going to get their gift certificate sent to them. Once they fix it and their card goes through properly, that's when the email gets sent to them with their gift certificate that they can now use. Now, if they had selected shipping as a method, they're not going to have it emailed to them because they want a gift card, let's say. Well, then they can either just go through this process and hit process, and it will be shipped to this address that they put in here. Or they could say, please ship to a different address and put in maybe their mother's address here. Remember, it says when printing out a certificate, you do not need to fill these fields out. But if it were for a gift card, they would, and then process. What happens on your end when somebody buys a paper certificate that they can print out at home, nothing happens on your end. You are now able to accept that gift certificate instantly. However, if somebody buys a gift card that needs to be shipped, then right in your point of sale, you will get an alert that will pop up that lets you know that a purchase of an online gift certificate has just been made. You can now click on that, and it will give you not only all the information, but it will also even give you a mailing label. You can now take a blank gift card out of your gift card box and swipe that card into a swiper that's physically connected to your computer. If you don't have one, we do sell them, of course. They're not terribly expensive. But when you swipe that card, then what happens is that the information that they filled out online is now associated with that card. And you can even print out their mailing label. So then you stick the card into a box or whatever, and you mail it out to them. You've already charged them for the shipping. So again, with a gift certificate bought online, they print it out, and they can walk right into your shop and use it a moment later. With a gift card bought online, your point of sale receives an alert. So if you were closed for the day and it came in at 11 o'clock at night, when you came in and opened your drawer for the day, it polls every 15 minutes, and within a moment to 15 minutes, the alert will pop up from last night so that you can take care of it if you are in fact selling gift cards. Again, if you're selling a gift certificate, don't worry about it. They print it out at home. They can walk right in and use it. And it sounds like somebody just joined our class. May I ask who just joined our class?
Hi, Matt. It's me, Anka.
Oh, hi, Anka. Yeah, I knew we had lost you earlier. I'm glad that you're back.
Sorry.
But Anka, I do have some good news for you. I am
Mm.
recording this class, and so we can turn this into a YouTube video and email you the link if you'd like.
Oh, great. Yeah, I would
So
like
everything that you've missed, you'll be able to hear. Okay? All right, so moving on. The next thing that we're going to talk about is...
I have one question before you move on.
Right ahead.
From what you told me, because it has a unique URL. I could put that link. I have a separate website just for me. I could put that URL in there, and somebody could click on that, and it would take them to this, and they could buy the gift certificate that way also. Is that correct?
That's right. Yes.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
Exactly right. Yes, a separate URL for gift certificate sales. Absolutely.
Okay.
So now the next thing we're going to talk about is retail sales. So I'm going to click on this button, and that takes me to our Setup Online Retail Store. Remember, again, gift certificates in retail require the authorized.net login and transaction fee. So don't bother setting these up if you haven't done that, because then you won't be able to accept their credit cards online. Okay, so we're going to talk about this in just a moment. Let me come over here. Let's go back to our store, and let's choose products this time. Let me go ahead and minimize that. So here we have our where it says, please select 10 items to be featured on your retail web page. You do not need to choose 10 items. You can choose up to 10 items. These are your featured items. Now, I've only chosen 6. These are the SKU numbers of the 6 items that I have as my featured items. Now, I don't want you to think that featured items are the only items. Not at all. Every item that you want sold online is going to be able to be sold online. The featured items are just the first items that your customers see. So maybe you're doing a promotion on those items or something like that. And you can change these at any time. Maybe every week or every month you change your featured items. Those are the items you're kind of pushing that month perhaps. Then after you've put in your featured item SKU numbers, you're going to come down here to the manufacturers. And every manufacturer that is checked is going to be restricted. So I've said Sebastian products cannot be sold online. Paul Mitchell can, Vavoom can, but Sebastian can't. Crew can, and Rusk can't, and Caracare can, etc. What is not checked can be sold online. What is checked cannot be sold online. Okay? Then we come down to our different categories. Again, what is not checked can be sold online. Shampoos and finishers and conditioners, these can be sold online, I've said, but sculpting can't. Body products can't. Miscellaneous products can't. Brushes can't, etc. So, purchased online, checked means they can't be purchased online. Unchecked means they can. Then I could even go even further and say, like Paul Mitchell I allow to be sold online, but not all Paul Mitchell products. So maybe I've got these 4 Paul Mitchell products. Any ones that I checked will be restricted. So I said, you can buy the Awapui Keratin Treatment online. You can buy the Paul Mitchell Dry Wash 20-ounce online, and the Paul Mitchell Awa Keratin Cream Rinse you can buy online. But you can't buy the Awa Moisturizing Lather for whatever reason. So again, you get to restrict or not any products that you want sold online. Then you simply hit save, and you're done. You have now set up your retail online, and it might look something like this. So here are my 6 featured items. 5 of them have images. 1 of them doesn't. But I've got 6 featured items here, and my customers can choose any one of these items to buy. But they don't have to. They could go here to my categories like shampoo, and they can purchase any one of the shampoos that I allow to be sold online. So by clicking on shampoo, every shampoo that I allow to be sold online will be listed here. And as you can see, none of them have images. If I go to finishers, it's going to show me the finishers. And 2 of those have images, but most of them don't. So where's that coming from? In your inventory, when you set up inventory, hopefully you will put in your product description for online retail. Let's take a look at one that I've already done. This is my Justin All-in-One Shampoo. So my product description for online retail says Justin All-in-One Shampoo. But in my store, it's just an AIO shampoo. But online, this is the way I want it to read. Also online, I can put in a long description, like the Justin All-in-One Shampoo allows you to use a single product every other day to reduce the detergent impact on damaged hair. So I've written all of that. That's one of my shampoos that I allow to be booked online. Then I can upload an image. And I can browse to anywhere on my computer and upload an image that I have saved. So you might say, well, where on earth am I going to get images from? Well, you could actually take a picture of your product with your digital camera and just copy it to your computer. You could do that. You could also do something like this. So let's go with Paul Mitchell Awapui and go to my images. I'm just Googling it. Find the product that I'm talking about, maybe like so. This is my Awapui shampoo, 1 liter, 33.8 ounces. And I can right-click and save it to my computer. By doing that, I can then upload it. And if it's uploaded, then you will see those images in your store. Also, the information that you have written is going to be there. Now, I haven't uploaded an image for my Justin All-in-One shampoo. However, where is my Justin? Should be in here somewhere. Let's find it really quick. Oh, it must be one of my featured. Let's go ahead and take a peek back there then. There are my featured items. Okay, and I've got my, all right, well, doesn't matter. I'll check it. I must have checked it off in one of the ones that I say don't sell online, because if that's the case, then you won't see it. But the important thing to note there is that whatever you have written for your long description, so let's go to our TG Cat Root Boost here instead. I was looking for the Justin, but let's go to our TG Cat Root, and this is in stock. It's made by TG, it's a finisher, and this product is for root coloring treatments and not to be used on oily hair, and it says Tina. So let's take a look. Let's go into our inventory, and let's find our TG Cat Root Boost. There it is. There's our product, and look, this product is for root coloring treatments and not to be used on oily hair, Tina. And there it is, with the word Tina at the end of it. So whatever you write in your software for your inventory is going to appear here. Now your customers can go to your shopping cart, and they can check out, they can empty their cart and start over, or they can continue shopping. Once they have filled their cart with whatever it is they want, they can go to checkout. Let me make this a little bigger so you can see it. And they fill in this credit card information. And if they want it shipped somewhere else other than what's here, they're going to check here and put in another address, maybe because they're having their mother's favorite shampoo mailed to her. Or they want it sent to their home, whatever it may be. Proceed to confirmation. They get a notice that their card has been successfully processed. They receive an email, a receipt, and on your end, in your point of sale, you get another alert. This one tells you that an online purchase of retail has been made. You'll be able to click on that alert and hit the process button. By doing so, you're not processing a credit card. They already did that online. The money's already on its way to your bank. But when you hit the process here, it's going to remove that inventory from your database. So if they bought one of this and 2 of these, it's going to take 1 of that and 2 of those out of your inventory. You can now take those products off your shelf, stick them into a box, and mail them out, because that alert includes the shipping label that you can print out right onto standard Avery labels. Or you could just write it down on a shipping label, however you want, but the information is going to be there where they want it shipped. And off it goes. You've already charged them for shipping online. How did you do that? When you set up your retail, let's go back to retail here. You have put in your SKU numbers for your selected items, and you've set up your manufacturers and categories that you're restricting if necessary. But right here, shipping per item. This is going to be in whatever units you're using, whether it be American dollars or whatever. This is 2.5. So if it were American dollars, that's $2.50. So it's per item. So if they bought 1 bottle of shampoo, they're going to be charged $2.50 for shipping. That's what I put here. You can make it any number you want. If they bought 2 bottles of shampoo, they would be charged $5 for shipping. If they bought 2 bottles of shampoo and a conditioner, then they would be charged $7.50 for shipping, because this is per item. So once you've set this up, put in your shipping amount, and restricted what manufacturers you don't want sold online, and normally, by the way, that's because of diversion. There are certain manufacturers that do not allow you to sell their products online. For instance, L'Oreal allows you to sell many products online, but they do not allow you to sell their Kerastase line online. So if you are lucky enough to be a Kerastase provider at your salon or spa, then you will not be able to sell it online, even though you can sell your other L'Oreal products perhaps. But only your manufacturers are going to be able to tell you what is allowed and what is not allowed to be sold online. That's why you have the ability to restrict. I'm sure anybody in the beauty industry is familiar with the term diversion. That's where people who say this is a salon product only or a spa product only, and suddenly you find it on your local gas station shelf. And they don't allow that because they're trying to make it unique to the beauty industry. So retail also has its own unique URL. So once again, your customers do not have to be taken all the way to your store to get to there. They can have a separate button on your website that says click here to purchase products online. And when they click there, it would take them to that main screen. Instead of having to go to the main store screen, they're going to go directly to the retail products online screen. And that's it. That's how to set it up. That's how to use it. Do you have any questions for me at all? Either of you? All right. Please feel free to...
go
ahead.
I had just one question. That's all. The account we need to set up, the authorized.net or something like that, that's set up when we sign on to the system, or when we decide. When does that?
You do not have to use our processor. You do not have to use our processor for that. You just have to use a processor that uses authorized.net, which is most.
Okay.
So what you do need to get is what's called an online merchant ID. And when you get that online merchant ID, you will then be able to go to authorized.net and create an account. And once you have created an account using your online merchant ID, you will be given an authorized.net login and transaction key so that you can plug those in to your online store fields down here in the lower left. And Anka, you had a question?
Yeah, it relates to appointments. On the website, when you create the button there, and if you press book now, then the verbiage is in English, and also in help and in sign up and in all other places. Where can I change those?
Okay, well, certainly, this type of information.
It's not this. No, it's not this.
You're talking about like the links, home, store, sign
yeah,
up, and create
and
a free
help.
account.
And press help, please.
Oh, okay. So let's go back to our store. Click on help. Okay, so
okay,
you have
all
this
this, yeah.
Yes, this type of information is created on our end. So if you would like, something that we may be able to do, but you definitely want to speak to, let me give you an email address here. I'm going to put it in chat right here so you have it, ray@prosoinc.com. Okay, so there's an email address for a gentleman that works in our online department, okay? So
yep.
if you wanted to change this text to another language, you would need to give it to that person so that they could put that in your account.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep. And this is, sorry, Matt, for interrupting. Is it the same?
You wanted me to know about.
Is it the same procedure I need to follow to modify the fields or to delete some of the fields when a client signs in? Enrolls for the first time?
Sign in,
yeah.
It says create your free account here. You want to remove some of these fields?
Yep, exactly.
Yes, the only person that would be able to do something like that for you would be the online department, and so you would want to contact Ray. He runs the online department.
Okay, great.
All right. Were there any other questions before I let you guys go?
No.
Nope, not for me.
Well, I want to thank you both very much for spending time with me today. My email address is mattw, M-A-T-T, the letter W, at prosolutionssoftware.com. And the reason I tell you that is because if you would like a link to this class that we just had, because I'm going to turn it into a YouTube video, just let me know. So just like our website, ProSolutions, ends with an S and software starts with an S, mattw at prosolutionssoftware.com. I can send you that link, and this class that you just participated in will be available to you to watch whenever you'd like.
Great.
All right, guys, have a great day.
Thanks.
Great, thank you.
You too,
My
Matt.
pleasure. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.